Here's an update. Not so bad of flickering on the light a little bit. Aux 2 is controlling these two relays. They're on waste knot, so the PWM probably almost all the way on right now. One item goes to this AC heating coil in this water heater, and the cheap relay goes to this outlet, which goes to space heater I have in the battery compartment. So we can't see it in there. To warm up these batteries, which are out in the cold here. So it's all going according to plan. This is the direct DC coming in from the array outside that goes to the bottom heating coil in the water heater. So it's matched up pretty good. It's a 2000 watt 240 volt coil in there, so I'm getting pretty good power out of it. Goes to this heating coil here, coming from these arrays right here. 6 of these panels, which are rated at, you can turn your head sideways, 40.3 volts, 9.43 amps, and 380 watts. So there's 6 of them in series. For the direct DC, and I have these I didn't show these cheap Chinese DC rated breakers. Watch this. I'm going to turn off the I turned off the heater load, and I'm going to turn on a resistance heater load I have in the shed. It's almost the same power output, so it's a 240 volt 2000 watt space heater. But the interesting thing is this says it's rated for 300 volts, and it's got a pretty good load on it. Let's see if you can see on the camera when I shut this off. It makes a pretty nice spark. I'll turn it back on. Now this one double one's on both positive and negative, and it says it's rated for 1000 volts, 20 amps. The other one was rated for 16 amps. Okay, now when I shut this one off, it's not so bad. This will break this load. See, not so much of a spark on this, but the other one not so good. So I'm going to turn the water heater load back on, which is controlled by this. I have them off now, so when I turn these on, it'll turn the IGBT on. Oh, there it goes. I don't know what that buzzing was, but I think it was the buzzing was from the AC load also came on. This is the water temperature in Celsius. There it is in Fahrenheit. The water pump is controlled by this differential controller. This is the collector, which is the top heater on here. This top heater is considered the collector, and then this one is the bottom. The probe's down in the bottom, little water heater here. So when the temperature differentials, when the top one here is higher, turns on the pump, which is controlled here. It's got to get about 2 degrees different. So it all works. Everything's purring away. 2 controllers. Controller 1, controller 2. And this Outback isn't in service now. There's a 48 volt one. I don't have the batteries for it right now. This is 24 volt. So that's an overview of my solar system. Here's some of the other solar arrays. This one there. That one. This one. This one. And this one are all in parallel. There's 4 strings. 4 strings in parallel. These are 135 watt panels, 5 in series. And then this is on the other Classic. These are, I don't know, like there's 4 strings of 2 in parallel on this array. This is about 2,000 watts. That's about 2,700 watts. So these kind of run better because these ones run a little better because they're lower string voltage, and these are kind of too high, but they work. Just runs the Classic a lot hotter. So I'm trying to get all the power I can out of here right now. I'm doing a pretty good job. I'll do this the easy way, the crude way. Here's the command central on the computer. It's in bulk because I have too many loads on. The voltage is not up at the target. This is the temperature compensated target voltage. This is the battery voltage. See, something just turned off, so it came back up. So this will probably go back to absorb in a minute as soon as it climbs back up to the target voltage. The battery's almost full. I have the heaters on, so it's, as the batteries warm up, it's taking more power in. See, they were down here, they were down 20 degrees, and then when I turned the heaters on this morning, there, I got the glare off there, it came up to around 50 degrees, at least the compartment. And then anyway, these are the 2. This is output right now. The 1 controller, 2nd controller, the total. These are the amps coming in. Here's the watts. And it's back in absorb, see? So it should go out of absorb pretty soon because I have this system amps is on ending amps. Once it gets to 10.8, it should go to float. So anytime it's off a little bit, I don't know why. There's jitter in the Classic reading the voltage, so it takes a while. But anyway, it says 10.4. Plus this takes a minute or 2 to update. And what other important things do we have here? This is on Grafana on my Windows computer, and all that data is getting it's off this Raspberry Pi. Is running Grafana, and it's the MQTT server. So this is going how is that working? It goes wireless into the network, and it gets the Modbus data from the Classics, and then it changes it into changes it into MQTT data, and then it can be, you can have as many devices taking that data at once. So like I have the other monitor on too. I'll get it logged in here. Yeah, I have the small tablet version, the classic monitoring app. And this is getting data at the same time this one is. So it can share, you can have as many things getting that MQTT data at the time as you want. So this is the Android version that Graham and Matt worked on. So this is also connecting to getting the data from this Raspberry Pi here. 2.1 kilowatt hours. See, it matches up to this. And I play around with these graphs. I'm just getting used to Grafana. Here's the history today of the of what the battery. Let's see, the battery voltage is this yellow line. The SOC is the green line. So the batteries were down low, and as they came up, and the battery voltage came up, but then the batteries, I had loads on and off, so it dropped the battery voltage. And this is the system amps, but as the batteries warm up, it draws more power in. And I don't know why it went back to bulk. It should be just holding steady. I don't know what loads I have on taking extra power right now. It's probably because as batteries warm up, it takes more power in, so it's messing around with what it's saying. Otherwise, what happens when the battery's real cold, it shoots up to absorb real quick, and then this climbs down and it goes to float real fast instead of the batteries absorbing all the current like they should be. So that's kind of how it works. Little overview. It's nice to have it all displayed on the Windows computer here. The other thing I've been playing with is the Tasmoda, which is a small, that's out in the shed on a heater on to heat up some vegetables I have out in the cooler. Right now it's off, but I can turn it on and off remotely here. Toggle it on and off, and if the load was on, you'd be seeing all the data. It's pretty cool. It's only a $10 device. So that's about it for now. Oh, here's the thing I've been staying up late at night trying to figure out. This is also that Sonoff power device, and I have it Node Red, and I'm trying to get it to feed into the Influx DB database, and it's sort of working. I had to make some changes. I got a few errors that I'm trying to figure out. So it's kind of fun. Once I get all this stuff figured out, then I can start controlling things. Here's the code that's in that function block. The thing I just did, because it was getting errors in Grafana, was I had to put this change block in here and write this. Don't ask me how. I figure these things out, hours of trying to figure it out. I think I'm getting there. Hopefully. I was up till about 2 a.m. last night. So anyway, fun, keeps you busy in the winter.